All right, you guys, this is one of my favorite meals to make. A bone-in prime rib. You know, some people call it standing rib roast, and stuff like that. This one has 3 bones in it. Got it from the butcher. Excellent. I'm gonna teach you from A to Z, you know what I'm saying, how to make this wonderful, you know what I'm saying, prime rib out of this. Now, if you see my other videos, for those that haven't watched my other prime rib videos, I'm gonna make another one. Every year I make a prime rib. This is a 7-pound, you know what I'm saying, ribeye steak, or you can say a rib roast, a bone-in roast. First what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna season it up. So, well, what I'm gonna do, first thing first is season it with kosher salt. You know, get right into it. Now, like I said, don't be scared, because this is, you know, a rib roast. A lot of pieces, big piece of meat. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do something kind of like a brine. You know, so just season it on all sides. You know, and I just stay in the refrigerator for 24 hours. You can do it shorter, 16, 6 hours, depending on how long you want to keep it in there, just to brine it. This is kind of considered a dry brine, so after I finish seasoning it up, what I'm gonna do is put it in the refrigerator, uncover it, and let it stay in there, and I'm gonna take it out the next day. All right, so what I did was I took it out the refrigerator. You know, this is the next day. So what I did was when I put it in the oven, I forgot to tell you this. I mean, when I put it in the refrigerator, you leave it unwrapped. Do not cover it up. You know what I'm saying? You want to dry it. So you want to dry it off, dry it. So, you know, when what we're gonna do is, you know, take out the moisture. That's what the salt is for. You know what I'm saying? So it can be real tender, flavorful, and everything like that. So now all we want to do is get, you know, a towel, you know, and wipe it off. So let me get a towel, grab a towel, and we're gonna pat it dry before we add the seasoning in. So let me get that, and we'll, you know, get ready to add the seasoning. All right, so we're gonna put our herb and crusted butter together. So first thing first is adding your butter in. So this is half a stick of butter. Next you want to add in your herbs. So this is gonna be fresh thyme and rosemary. So I mean, you know, this is not fresh, but it's just good. But get some fresh thyme or parsley if you like. But this is what I had on hand, and you know, what I'm saying 2 to 3 tablespoons of garlic, depending on, you know, how much you like. All right, so what we're gonna do is just mix it all together. Make sure your butter is room temperature. Make sure it's soft, because it'll be too hard to try to mix together. So just make sure you do that first. Mix everything together. All right. Smash everything into too many lumps. And we're gonna get ready to bring that prime rib back over here, the rib roast, to put everything. All right, so like I mentioned earlier, you know, what you wanna do is pat it dry. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how you get a nice bark on it. You don't want it too moist, because it won't hold your, you know what I'm saying, your compound butter that you're gonna be putting on there. So just wipe it, you know, tap it. Because like I said, we got more seasoning to go. Now, if you notice on this one, you know what I'm saying, I hadn't cut the bone off yet. So that's what we're gonna get ready to do now. So now that I patted that dry, let's move this to the side. We're gonna use this rack a little bit. Now you don't have to, you know what I'm saying, cut this off, but I like to cut it off and you know, and tie it back with some butcher's twine. So what we're gonna do is if you notice the little fat cap right here, this is your telltale sign of where you cut. You know, and if you look from the side, this is where you want to stay along. You don't want to cut too far into your meat. So we're gonna follow that gauge. All right, so first thing first is cutting it. You know, you can stand it up. I'll show you this way. Cut down. And make sure you have a sharp knife, you guys. Stay close to the bone. Seriously. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to cut too far into your meat. So when I'm going to do something different in this one, still cutting in. Use the weight of it to pull away from it. So if you do it, if you notice that I didn't cut the best part of the meat, so I'm not going to fully cut it off. I'm gonna leave it like this time. So what we're gonna do is I want some butter. I'm gonna put some seasoning in between it, and then we're gonna tie it back up. All right, so let's add in the compound butter. First, we're gonna do it at the top, and then we're gonna do it, you know what I'm saying, all the way through. So put a little at the top, put it in your hand. Make sure you have some gloves. You know, put it on there. Try to rub it all over. See, I stick it in my hand, but as that happens. So let's put it on. And don't worry about it clumping, because remember, you know, this is gonna be standing up, so all the butter, I'm not putting no seasoning on the bottom, because everything that's on top is gonna render down on the sides, under the stuff like that, so it's still gonna still coat everything evenly. All right, so let's put it on. All right, so now I'm gonna open up the cavity where I showed you earlier. You know, let me turn around so you see it, and add it inside. All right. So you're gonna have through and through flavors with everything. All right, you guys. Yeah. So just smooth it out on all sides. All right. So next, you know, let me wash my hands and go back and wash. Always be, you know, saying when you mess with this meat, remember you're feeding people, so be clean. So next thing you want to do, you got add your pepper, and this seasoning right here, to be honest, is excellent. It's a garlic herb. It's kind of a Tuscan, you know what I'm saying, rustic herb. I did like this once before, so, you know, I'm going to keep it. So just sprinkle it on. Now, you know, in one of my videos, I used it on some lamb chops. But, you know, I was like, oh, this would be great on here. Like I said, do not be scared to season your meat. Guys, you got to remember, it's a large piece of meat. It can handle the salt. So don't be afraid to season your meat up. All right. So season it here. All right. Oh, season the cavity. All right. While you have this open up, this is when you want to add your black pepper. All right. Add your black. Now it depends on you how much black pepper you like. You know, we dealing with beef. You know what I'm saying? Hey, salt and black pepper. That's all you really need. But here, make sure everything is seasoned evenly. All right. So get that side. All right. So let me go get the butcher's twine. I'm gonna tie this up, and we're gonna get ready to start getting ready to cook it. All right. So I already got the butcher's twine already cut. What you can do is just before you season it and cut up your meat, you can actually start pre-doing your butcher's twine around it, so it'll be exactly the right size you're looking for. Just, you know, sit it on top. What I do. So, alrighty. Put it. I always want to put them in between the bone. You got it. I'm gonna tell you how to tie it up. Now, what I do is you know, first make one loop, then a second loop, third loop, pull. All right, and then put a knot in it, and that's it. So cut off the excess. Alrighty, and do the same with the next one. All right, so one loop, two loop, three loop, pull. 3 loops keeps it locked in, and then one more knot, and that's it. And cut it, the excess. Now make sure when your meat is done, you cut this twine off. Don't serve this to your guests with twine on there. All right, so let me go ahead and let me get the pan, and then we get ready to set this up. All right, you guys. So we're gonna get the oven on 450 degrees. You know, it might seem high, but it's not, because we're not gonna keep it in there for. We're gonna keep it in there for about 15 to 20 minutes, you guys. So because we want to do a hard sear, you know, to get a crust, and we're gonna lower the temperature to about 300, 325. So I'm gonna tell you the one way, you know, I have made sure this came out perfectly, is having a probe, a meat probe. You guys, you can get any kind you want. Inkbird, you know, send me out this, and it's amazing, you guys. This is a wireless thermometer, you guys, and you just stick it right in. I'll show you on the app. What you want to do is have an inner temperature of 120 to 25 degrees in here to be medium rare to medium. All right, so stick this directly in the middle. Before, if you notice, I stuck it this way, but stick it in the middle of the meat. You know, this one. And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna set it on the app, and I'm gonna show you, you know, the inner temperature, you know, what it's gonna be, and I'll show you that soon. All right, so I'm gonna get over this oven and set the oven on 450 degrees. So like I said, first thing first, put your oven on roast, depending on what oven you have. Put the temperature on 350. Let it come to temp, preheat it, and we'll be sticking this in the oven shortly. All right, so it's time to put it in the oven. Temperature is at 450 degrees. Let's slide it on in. Probe is in. Put them on the bottom rack. I always tell you, center is key, so make sure you put it dead center so it can cook evenly. All right, you guys, so I'll see you back in about 20 minutes. So, like I was forgot to mention, so every pound is 13 minutes. So this is a 7-pound roast. So you do the math. 13 times, a pound, and that's how you get it. And so you check, right now we're just checking for temperature, and for color and crustness, and then we're gonna lower the temperature down. So I'll see you when I do that. All right, so prime rib is coming to color. It's been about 20 minutes, so I'm gonna lower the temperature down and let it stay in until it get an inner temperature of 120 to 125, and we're gonna take it out. So don't take it out, just leave it in. It's gonna drop with the temperature, and just check your probe to make sure for inner temperature doneness, you guys. See when this is done. All right, so the prime rib has came to temp. So I'm gonna take it out the oven. The inner temperature is 120 degrees. Oh, it looks great, you guys. All right, so we use some of this fat. All right, you guys, let me know what you think. It came out, I think it was no more than about 2.5 hours, to do it. Probably a little bit, about 2 hours, and it's done. But, this amazing herb encrusted prime rib, you guys, came out amazing. The thermometer, which you heard, went off seamlessly, came into perfect temp. I'm not going to cut it, you guys, right now. I want you guys to do is let it sit and rest. You don't want all the juices to drain out. Don't cut it too soon because you're going to have a dry piece of meat. And for this meat and how much it costs, hey, wait. So give it about a good 30 minutes, before you slice it, or maximum an hour. So just put it aside. All right. So I'm not going to cut it. I'm going to let you know. I'm going to let it rest. And, before I cut it. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I did. Thanks for coming on through. Let me know if you tried it out. I've seen some, my viewers have been telling me how well they love the perfect way to make a prime rib, you guys. So, like I said, if you follow this to the T, you'll have the perfect prime rib for your next guest or family outing or whatever time of the year it is, you guys. But I'm your Chef KC, and I hope to see you in the next one. If you're interested in any product in this video, it will be in the description.